This is a Bell and Howell 8mm film projector. We take the front off. The issue with this one is that the bulb is burned out. Not a big issue normally with most things, you just replace the bulb. The problem with this is that the bulbs are so old and not made anymore that they are fairly expensive. This part right here just slides off. It has this little tab that goes in there. And it says to use a DFC lamp only. Pop that out. And this is what that bulb looks like. Pretty cool piece of tech, I believe. The main mount is the center piece right there, and it's got a point in it. Points one way right there, so you can't get this in wrong without a lot of force. I mean, you could really jack it up, but if you just put it in the direction it goes, I can even just feel it, not even looking. And there we go, it just slaps right in there. But again, the problem is that these are not manufactured anymore. You can find them on eBay anywhere from like $80 and up. And the way they work is they have these 4 pins, and they look like they would all have electricity going to them, but they don't, only 2 of them do. These front 2 actually hold this plastic piece in here that is covered with some sort of shiny stuff, not exactly sure what it is, but it holds in there and it shines the light that way. And the electricity goes through these 2 in the back. So those are the points that you don't want touching anything else. These, it wouldn't really matter, but those again are just sort of mounts. As we can tell in there, 2 metal pieces right there, and again those are the ones that go right here, these in the back. I got a kit off of eBay, and I think they're sold on Amazon as well, and it comes with a couple things. And yeah, it's a conversion kit. It looks a little jank. It's got this piece in here. It's got a couple screws. And then the bulb, which this one is an EZK bulb. It's 120 volts, 150 watts. If we look right here, it says 300 watts maximum. And that is for the DFC style. Not sure if the wattage would make much of a difference with this. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, but this is 150 watts. The way this conversion kit works is you basically, sounds pretty jank, but you just shove these 2 wires right in here. And normally you would need to make sure they are in the proper one, or else it's just going to either burn the bulb out or just do nothing. With this bulb, you can actually just flip it around if it's backwards, so honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. And make sure it is not plugged in. We're going to switch to the top side down for this part. This is my beautiful mess. Let's get the actual bulb out of the way and tilt this down. There we go. You can see a little better at this angle, especially with the light shining straight down. The way this works is mount it here. After you put those wires in, then there's a couple screws, at least for this model, that go into there. And that is what these screws are. This adapter does fit a couple different cameras, 3 different ones, I think. And there's variations within those 3. What I'm going to do is shove these wires in here, and this does feel pretty janky doing this. These don't feel tinned, but they are a little bit hard, so they're not fraying all over the place, which I did fear that they would do, like the metal would just split. And there is these almost a clasp-like thing that clasps like this. They would go on these back pins and they would just kind of clip around it. And I'm not sure if they're spring-loaded or not. This is a pretty old thing. They don't look like it, but they do feel like it. Then what we do is we just wrap these down. We can rearrange these wires once we're done, and then the 2 screws screw straight down into these holes, the ones that have no metal in them. One of them does feel like it goes straight up and down. The other one actually kind of slides at an angle, which makes me uncomfortable. And it's this bottom one that goes straight in, and the top one that feels a little jank to me. Get that seated, kind of hard to see. A bit of a grinding noise going in. I don't really care for that. And the plastic in this is very old, so we don't want to get this as tight as possible. We just want it snug, and the bulb and this are not very heavy, so we don't need to make it really, really tight and break everything, because then we wouldn't be able to use this at all. And we don't want the wire to go down there and get hit with the fan. Once you get it into place and you put this this cover back on, it's just gonna stay where it is. Now this part is pretty genius, which I guess I'll explain in a sec, but I'm not gonna put that second screw in because this is already fairly tight. And like I said, this piece is not very heavy. And since the other screw would screw in kind of at an angle, I don't wanna jack anything up. This is pretty much reversible except for the threads that you put in while you screw this in initially. Those will always be there, but you can always take this back out. If you magically find a bulb that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. This part right here is what I think is actually pretty cool. So this lever, you may think, oh, what does that do? Well, it pops out these bulbs once you are done with them to pop them back out. And then there's these little brackets right here, which will slide in and clasp that. See how that goes in there? Goes in here, and that just pushes down. Now I'll show you once you are done with this, once it burns out, or you want to just take it out for whatever reason, you push this and it slides the entire bulb back out. When you put it back in, make sure that is as down as possible. And that is pretty much it, except for putting this on. So now we are going to unwind this and test it. And the plug is not polarized, they can go in either way. Get that in and let's flip it on. Motor goes. There we go, bright light. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. You don't want to touch that with your fingers. And this is actually pretty smart. There is a lot of air that's being pushed out towards you, and this will come into here, the air will. It will brush up against here, and it will take some of the heat out. Pretty smart. So that is how you do the conversion. Anyway, that's it for this video. That's basically a long version of how to convert a DFC bulb to an EZK bulb. I hope this helped somebody. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have this model of the Bell Howell auto load. This is a 245 PA. There are a few different models out there. If you know anywhere to get these DFC bulbs, that'd be fantastic. Not just for myself, but for anybody to know where to get those if you have anything like this that needs that. Anything that I've done wrong or happened to do correctly on accident, let me know. Any comments whatsoever really about this whole process. I'd like to get more people to know about these. I'll go through and clean this thing up, maybe refurbish it a bit, and then start getting films and then recording them. And I'll probably make a video on how to record them once this is up and running. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped somebody. Have a good day. Goodbye. Well, I've got to add something now. This looks like a terrible flaw in design. You can't really tell without putting this cover on, or at least trying to. What happens is this top end right here ends up smacking into this. And if you undo it, I've only got one screw in there, but even if you undo that, it still won't rotate because the hole just rotates around that, which is fine. But there is this ledge right here which smacks into this, and this is part of that reflector heat plate slash thing. So all of this together, it seems like it works just fine until you go to put the cover back on, and then it just smacks in, and I don't want to rip this thing off. And if I try to put it in there, it will either fit on one side, fits just fine, but then it'll fall off because it has no pressure on this side, or if I put it over that lip, I then cannot get it down on that side. So that is a terrible oversight on the manufacturer's part of this, and I don't even know what company this is. I'll put an eBay link in the description in case you want to get it. I mean, aside from that one glaring flaw, it seems to work very well. It's just can't put this back together. So there you have it. Take that for what you will, I suppose. Just want to let you know that it doesn't fit perfectly.